Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about something that is spreading on social media. And it's spreading in a way that is probably inaccurate, and it doesn't actually encapsulate the real worry. So, we're going to go through that. If you missed it, there is a theory floating around that former President Trump, when he passed information, he said things that maybe he shouldn't have said to Russian officials, that during that, well, he gave them the plans, Israel's defensive plans. And Russia then provided that information to Iran, and then it was used for recent events. That is probably not what happened. That's probably not accurate, but the people who are talking about this and where this originated, that's also not what they were saying. They weren't saying that like Trump provided a map of weak points. Remember, we've talked about it on the channel multiple times. When spooky people are out doing spooky things, the secret isn't always the information they obtain. It's how they obtain it. Means and methods, capabilities. That information needs to be safeguarded. Trump has shown more than once that he doesn't understand this concept. This is why in the past he posted imagery that probably shouldn't have been posted. This is why he talked about how things were done in ways that made counterintelligence people pull their hair out. And then you have the more recent allegation about the sub thing. All of these are incidents where he put information out that betrayed capabilities, what the U.S. is able to do or how it's done. That information could have been passed. Israel provided it. Trump, showing off how much in the know he is, said it in a conversation. He described their means and methods. That is something that could have, in theory, been passed from Russia to Iran and then over and then used. I would point out, I have seen no evidence that this actually occurred. But that is way more likely than him passing like a map of how their defenses are set up or something along those lines, which is what this has kind of transformed into as it goes along. Him doing that is incredibly unlikely. Him talking too much about capabilities and how things are done in a way that would allow the opposition to exploit it. I mean, yeah, I could definitely see him doing that. But I also haven't seen any evidence to say that. Another variation of this is that he told Russia how to get around the Iron Dome and all of that stuff, and then that got passed along. That I don't think that's real either. That appears to have been done the same way Ukraine defeated an air defense system recently, which is just saturation. Every air defense system, every automated defense system of pretty much any kind, it has a threshold. It only has so much capability. If you put so much stuff up in the air at once, well, it can't hit it all. This is, wave after wave when we were talking about it before, the Futurama references. Same thing. That would be my guess as to how that was done. I'm not saying this to defend Trump in any way, shape, or form. I'm saying this because it is important for people to understand sometimes the information itself is not really what's secret. It's how that information was obtained. It's the capabilities that are demonstrated by disclosing that information. As an example, a U.S. satellite photo of a training camp in pick a bad country, okay? That photo, there's nothing secret in the photo, right? They know what they built. They built it. But the clarity of that photo, the time it was taken, all of that stuff has to remain concealed because it betrays the capabilities. It's that kind of information that a whole lot of people believe Trump may have inadvertently passed on and then it been transferred over. Understanding that the information itself isn't always what's important to safeguard is going to become important, I would assume, in Trump's upcoming trial. So it's important for people to understand what that theory is and understand why it developed and understand how it has changed as it has gone through social media. Because the current versions floating around right now, super unlikely. And I am not somebody who would say Trump would never do that. I'm saying that I don't think he would even have that information. He wouldn't have that with him. He wouldn't look at the maps close enough to understand any of it. But how it was obtained, or something, I believe the actual stated reason for the conversation had something to do with Israeli intelligence going after a different group. And if in that process he talked about how they gathered the intelligence on them, that information is directly transferable to the current situation. And it definitely could have been passed through the route everybody's talking about. It's possible, but I haven't seen the evidence of it. But you need to understand the theory. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.